time to talk to One Nation leader, Senator Pauline Hanson. Pauline, good morning.
Good morning, Stephen.
Well, here we go. We're in an election campaign. A lot of talk about Medicare and health policy, largely a scare campaign from the government. But they keep talking about these Medicare urgent clinics. We have these nurse-led walk-in centres here in Canberra. Now, we don't know whether or not people are turning up and then being sent somewhere else, or we don't know how many at least. We can't get a clear indication of what it costs to send somebody to one of these clinics rather than go to their own GP or go to the emergency room. We're led to believe it's somewhere in the vicinity of 3 or 4 times what it costs to go to a GP. These urgent care clinics are about the same.
Well, Stephen, what I know is the last election, the federal government, the Albanese government, promised 50 24/7 healthcare clinics around the country. They're promising about 87 this time around. But a few months ago, it was brought to my attention these healthcare clinics promised 50, delivered 48, but they're not 24/7. There's only 2 of that 48 that operate 24/7. That's in the western suburbs of Sydney.
Yep.
Most of these close about 2 or 4:30 in the afternoon because they can't get staffing. Albanese is going around the country offering $200 million for a hospital in WA, another $150 million for South Australia, and they're saying about the doctors they can't get, we're putting in more students to become doctors. They knew that. They've been in government 3 years. This issue has been ongoing for a long time. The big problem is that during the COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs or quit the jobs because they wouldn't have the injection.
Yep, that's right.
A woman approached me the other day. She said, my son worked in Queensland Hospital as a wardie for 22 years. He refused to have the jab. He's gone back to apply for the job, won't get it because you disobeyed a health directive the first time around. You may do it again. So these people are running to nurses and everyone all the time, dearly love the jobs back, but they won't give them back because you did not follow a health directive. So we're bringing people in from overseas. Another big problem that I'm hearing is that we're bringing people from overseas, put into the nursing homes, right? But the fact is they can't speak English. So there's a big problem between the older generation not being able to be heard and not getting, these foreigners, which we are not speaking English.
Yeah.
They're going to go and seek doctors from overseas, but you've got to be able to get them. It's no good building all this infrastructure, and it sounds good to the Australian people if you don't have the people to actually man them.
Exactly, and that's what the Royal College of Australian General Practitioners is being saying, that there's not enough GPs to go around, and if they invest the money in the current GP network, they could probably make this work. But, it's all about spending money and making it look like you're doing something without really doing it. That's the problem with everything this government does, Pauline.
Exactly right. So people being fooled by this, the wool's being pulled over their eyes. They can't deliver on their promises, and they're just going out there making all these promises, throwing the money around. But we are in over $1 trillion debt.
Yep.
This government has expanded the debt by $400 billion with another $200 billion added to it over the next year or two. People, we can't pay this debt back. It's going to cost us at the moment $27 billion, estimated to rise to $50 billion next year or the year after.
Yeah, it's frightening.
So, yes, it is frightening.
Now,
Sorry. Yeah.
No, you go.
No, it's fine, Stephen.
The government's also promised $410 million to help more Aussies access free TAFE programs, etc. Now, in principle, I don't have a problem with giving people free education, but there's got to be a result at the end of it. We've got to channel people into the right education, and we've got to make sure it's not just some Ponzi scheme to make the unemployment rate look better.
Well, when the bill went through last week, the legislation came up. Well, I don't know where you got your 400 because I read 1.5 billion.
Oh, okay.
To be put into TAFE. And also the fact is that we're down 80,000 apprenticeships since this government came in with TAFE. There is also the opening up to foreign students, for foreign visa holders, which is foreign people, and also that's what the Australian taxpayer will be paying for. And in our TAFE colleges, there's only a 13% success rate.
Well, I think
so they're going up
I think that's what the 410 is, specifically for First Nations women and those. So the 410 million is for those individual groups, not the total.
Right,
yeah.
But 1.5 billion. Why are we opening up our TAFE colleges to foreign people if it's going to be free? Why do we have only a success rate of 13%.
Yep.
Why has money been poured in something? I got an apprenticeship scheme that the former government took up, and we got 100,000 apprentices out of that, Stephen, and it was successful. This is not the way to go with it. You don't keep pouring money into something that's not successful. And what I'm hearing is these people, these TAFE colleges, are giving these passes to the students that don't deserve the passes because they get rewarded with more funding to the TAFE college.
And that's the problem, where there needs to be exactly. You know, I mean, I got no problem with giving people a free education if you guarantee that, one, they're going to complete the course, and secondly, they're going to go into a job that we need, where there's a skills shortage. But unfortunately, this just needs to be open slather.
Well, I'm sorry. Free education's up to year 12. The fact is, unless people have got skin in the game, they're not going to put the effort into.
That's right.
So they just go and waste their time, follow their peers. They're not up to educational standards of academic levels to actually go on to do these, especially universities. TAFE courses, yes. A lot of kids aren't up to going to university, don't have the academic levels, but you actually have got to put your foot down and make sure they do the job and they actually get their passes. And 13%, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. That's a waste of taxpayers' dollars.
Well said. Pauline, great to talk to you. Good luck with the campaign, and we'll talk again next week.
Thanks, Stephen. Bye.
Senator Pauline Hanson back with us next week.